Howdy, y'all. This is Matthew Pisgatti checking in from Texas as always. We've actually had some really beautiful weather. It'll be 100 degrees before we know it, but until then, I'm happy with the mid 60s, 70s, perfect camping weather. All that aside, I'm here with a recap of the AMA that would just happen the other day with Forex Shark. He's the developer of Piggy Bank, Animal Farm, DRIP, Faucet, etc. You know him. You might love him. You might love his projects. You're wondering what's happening next. Someone in the Telegram chat here has actually made a little quick recap. So I'm actually just going to cover that. That covers most of the main points. If you want, of course, go listen to the full 3 hours. It's on my channel. I did stream it live from Telegram while it was happening. Not a lot of things going on the screen, so you can really just treat it like a podcast or something. You'll put it on in the background. It's mostly just a voice chat. Go listen to the whole thing if you want, but we'll go ahead and cover this recap just so you get the main points out of the way if you don't have time for that, which I completely understand. So main points here, what you've been waiting for, Thursday, April 21st. That's going to be the launch of the Piggy Bank. Now, knowing this developer, we can say Thursday, we'll say Friday, somewhere in that range. It may take till the end of the day, Thursday, depending on your time zone. He's not always exactly on time. This time around, however, seeing that he's supposedly gotten everything 100% ready beforehand, I'm hoping we can actually expect a more on-time launch. So Thursday, we should be expecting that. As long as you withdrew your tokens, you send them to the crediting contract. When things go live, you're actually going to have those credited. Something I picked up during the AMA that I didn't realize as much, or I didn't realize, I guess, consciously, was that Forex mentioned depending on where you pulled your pig tokens out of. So if you had those in the pig pen and then you withdrew them and then deposited into the crediting contract, it sounds like to me that snapshot he took wasn't just of the piggy bank directly, but of where the pigs were in all of the pieces of the animal farm. So the way I expect it to work is that if you pulled those out of the pig pen, say you had 20 pigs, and then you threw them into the crediting contract, that those will actually go back into the pig pen. You won't have to go distribute and deposit all of your stuff back where it goes. Don't take my word on that 100%, but that's what it sounded like from what Forex was saying throughout that AMA. This says 20% bonus. I'm trying to listen back through the AMA. Like I said, it's about 3 hours to see if he covered this again. It was 15%, I thought originally. Maybe he's up to that bonus, seeing as how long it's taken, kind of incentivize people to hop back into this ecosystem if they got out of the animal farm side of things. Because even people with a lot of faith in the faucet, they may not want to come back into the animal farm after this little snafu and pause for like a month. So I think he's trying to incentivize that by adding a bonus. So for the first 48 hours after launch, we'll have a 20% bonus for anyone who wants to add fresh capital, which I assume means not anything that was already in there when he took the snapshot, but any new capital you want to add in. I will likely be adding at least a couple hundred just to toss in there and see where it goes. Put it out for like a month or 2 month, 3 months, some type of longer stake, just to kind of see how those bonuses, those time luck bonuses, actually affect everything. It might be a really cool system to use, and we might come out on top quite a bit. DRIP, full focus going to be on DRIP after launch next week. We've expected that. Forex did talk about a potential fiat on ramp using a third party, someone like MoonPay. So what they mean by fiat is that you could use some of your regular money, regular funds directly to buy DRIP. So you could use a credit card, or if you're familiar with Ramp. Ramp is similar to MoonPay. I use Ramp to buy crypto sometimes when I'm trying to buy BNB or what have you directly into my wallet. I can just give them my debit card, and then they purchase that and then send it directly to the wallet. So you don't have to do any of these other jumping through a million hoops. And so if he partners with someone like MoonPay to make that happen, where you can just provide a credit card, debit card, it's going to be much easier to onboard new people who are not incredibly familiar with how crypto works in general. So that's one of those really bullish updates if something like that happened. that'd be a really cool addition to the whole protocol. Because if you have someone new, you're trying to introduce them to DRIP, you want to get them involved. They like the investment idea, but they don't know how to get in. All you really have to do is help them get a MetaMask set up and get on the Binance Smart Chain, and then they would just use this partnership, MoonPay or whatever it ended up being, to get DRIP directly, and maybe put it directly into the faucet, depending on how all that works. Team competitions are coming with the new UI. The new UI they're talking about, I may have covered in a video, who knows, weeks ago. But Forex Shark has shown some previews of a new UI for the DRIP website, which is pretty good. It could use some revamp. I mean, it's forked off of other things. It looks similar to what it was split off of. It could use some improvements, and that will help with someone landing on it for the first time to say, oh, this actually looks like a much better investment than I thought it was, or at least doesn't look scammy. Or I'm not saying it looks scammy now, but there's definitely an air of professionalism that he could add with the new UI. And the preview I've seen looks pretty clean. Team competitions. So some new team competitions coming out the UI. Some celebrity deals are coming along. I don't know if he mentioned exactly which celebrities, but he hinted at some of that. Airdropping is going to be more simple and efficient. So the team leaders who are trying to airdrop to their downstream, the people who signed up under them, they will have an easier way of doing that, he said, rather than trying to check all these boxes individually and the painstaking process it is currently. More partnerships coming next month. He still keeps mentioning something with PancakeSwap, Chainlink, BetFury. They've all reached out, and he said now that he's done with the development of trying to get this animal farm launched again, the Piggy Bank launched. I'm guessing he's reaching back out to all the partners he was working with, getting in those meetings, doing these AMAs regularly. And I hope we see a whole lot of movement throughout this month and the upcoming month. We knew we needed to get Animal Farm launched. We knew that our Piggy Bank launched before, and we were waiting for that to happen so that all these new things could happen after that and really boost the whole protocol. And then there was that long pause, so that really threw a wrench in the timeline. So if we can just get this launched and get it out of the way, get in Piggy Bank or don't, but then all these new improvements they look really good for DRIP and the future of DRIP. Creating a lending protocol on DRIP based with a stable coin. That'll be interesting. We're going to still see how that's going to work further. I do have a separate video out too. I think it's within the last couple videos. I posted a quick like 15, 20-minute clip, Forex talking about how the lending protocol will work, and also how the scratch-offs will work. Those are two separate clips I uploaded recently. So if you want more information on how the little virtual scratch-off's going to work, or the lending protocol, check out those two clips from Forex. More major partnerships. Here's a scratch-off. Now, something cool with the scratch tickets, which I think I covered a little bit in my intro to the other video, but Forex did as well in that clip, is that he's looking at kind of a whitelisting type solution where, did I say whitelisting? I mean, white labeling, I think is the word I'm looking for. I'm trying, the word's escaping me. That may be correct, but if you know what that is, it's where you allow another company to use your product, but the white label allows them to put their logo on it, allows them to use it. In this case, it would be the code. So instead of a bunch of shady people trying to replicate and copy, they could actually just use his code directly, play off his good name, say, hey, this is the scratch-off lottery system from DRIP, from Forex Shark, proven to work, really good thing, and they can add it into their protocols and their systems. And in doing so, they get the enhanced name of Forex Shark, his development, his quality product, and then when users buy those lottery tickets on those people's sites, some of that B&B, some of that whatever they're buying it with, will actually go into the DRIP contract, will go into the vaults or into the reservoir, that type of thing. So it'll help DRIP. So basically, funds from other protocols that people are using will actually be funneling towards DRIP. So that's a really cool use case there. And I see what they're talking about here with this instant gratification. That's kind of like it'll be really nice if it's like a regular scratch off where you win $2 or you win point two of a drip or 0.05 of a drip. Like, people love that because it's addicting. It's like a gamble. It's like an actual game that they get to play, and that definitely keeps people coming back for more, and maybe buying something every day, or once a week. I'm gonna get five little scratch offs, and that's just a fun time. People enjoy that type of thing. I see how it could be very popular if he gets that released for the drip protocol system, for the drip ecosystem, as well as the animal farm. And it sounds like they're going to play off each other in a way. So there's going to be some for pigs, there's going to be some for dogs, some for drip. Yeah, variety of prizes. Use case for losing tickets. Each ticket will be an NFT. So I'm not sure how that'll work or how those will actually be valued, but it sounds like he's trying to create some use case for the losing tickets as well, where they're not just useless. Percent of the money from the sales will be to buy drip, and they'll be sent to a burn address or a vault. Either one would help the ecosystem. If they burn them off, then it'll help raise the price of drip. The same way EMP.Money works when they're below peg, you buy bonds, which burns the EMP and then sends the price of EMP upwards to stay at peg. So kind of similar mechanism there. Percent of the money from ticket sales be used to pay out to holders of NFT ticket. Yeah. Staking the NFT ticket will act as having a share in the company. Okay, so maybe even with your losing tickets, you can still stake those in some way to still kind of show that, like, hey, I bought a ticket and now I'm staking it to show that I'm participating and being active. So we'll see how all those mechanisms will work, but all those mechanics. Based off of major investment banks, Charles Schwab. Yeah, he's talking about the new UI there. It does look pretty clean if you've seen any of those previews. He says that'll be released in the coming month, so we should expect new UI in May. Here's more information about the team competitions, and it says the goal will be set by Forex, so whatever it is that month. If it's the most direct referrals, uses a certain hashtag the most. So he was talking about, like, Twitter. I heard Forex Shark mention Twitter. Or any social media that he is able to track. Which team did the most as far as hashtags or promoting the protocol, and then he's going to send the rewards to the master wallet, to the top level of that team, and then that team leader can then choose how he wants to he or she airdrop and distribute that to the rest of their team. So that'll be fun. That could create some really nice buzz, a lot of marketing, or organically from the community as they all try to compete for those prizes. And here's just some notes they added at the end, some quotes from Forex, just how positive he was during this AMA. I think he's excited to be getting Piggy Bank launched again. I'm sure he didn't anticipate that snafu either. So getting that launched and getting everything moving forward again is a big deal. And this is his promise he keeps making here, that moving forward he's not going to release things until he's 100% done, to avoid any last minute issues or problems like they had with this launch. Yeah, I'm halfway reading, half speaking here, so I was seeing if there's anything else that's really revealing or novel. But if you listen through the AMA, you'll hear a lot of this. He's excited about it. He does mention that they don't take a huge profit. Any profit they do take basically goes back into the community. He's made enough money off other protocols and off of the dev fees that he has taken, like and his investments into other protocols. It doesn't sound like he's hurting for funds, on a personal level, which is one benefit I suppose you get. Like, there's pros and cons to someone who has a lot of money and then is making a product or a project. But the one risk that you run when someone has, say, maybe a lot of money already, is that you could end up with someone who doesn't care as much as someone whose, like, life and livelihood depends on the protocol or the project. But on the flip side, if you get someone who has a lot of available liquid funds, you could use the word rich if you'd like. They have the funds. They're not hurting they're not struggling just to live and survive. If you get someone like that and they also care about their project, in this case, the protocol and the ecosystem of DRIP and Animal Farm. If you get someone who actually cares about it, cares about their project, whatever they're working on, then them having that large availability of funds is actually a huge pro, because they're not worrying about, how are they going to make money? How are they going to make money? How are they going to survive? So what you end up with is someone who is freed up quite a bit to work on the project only, solely, and put all of that love and intention into the protocol. They want it to succeed just for the fact of wanting it to succeed. It builds their name up, it builds their reputation up, and it probably feels good to have people praise you and enjoy your projects and say that they're, all these testimonials of people who have made so much money off of his project. That feels good, alone. And the reason I'm analyzing some of this and breaking some of this down for you is that I think we have a tendency in the crypto DeFi space to assume that so many people have malicious intent, or that they have nefarious purposes with the projects that they're creating it solely to make money, and solely to make money off of you and steal your funds. And I don't think that's the case in all scenarios. And we take something like the DRIP Faucet, who's been sitting here a year, reached its year anniversary, and has made people a lot of money. And then look at how we're, stable. Look at the price stabilizing, kind of leveling it off. I'll have to search for it. I apparently closed that tab. But we're leveling off on price, and getting this like nice little floor going around the mid 30s, low 30s, which is pretty impressive for this protocol having run that long, and then for everyone to say, oh, it's going to zero, it's going down. Like, this looked really negative to people who hadn't been in the protocol for a while and didn't really see what was happening, or don't understand the long-term goal and how bullish a lot of us are on this system. And that's a good lesson as well about people, what they say, fudding, spreading that fear, uncertainty, doubt for really no reason. Like, something like this does look negative. It looks negative when you don't analyze the reasons for it falling, and if you just assume that things only, prices can only travel in one direction at a time, right? It can only be going down, it can only be going up. It can't do both simultaneously. And so if there is enough factors affecting the price where it's traveling downward, then it's going to do that, and then you get this really nice floor that's leveling off right around the 30s. We didn't keep going downward, but I've even said in my other videos too, I wouldn't be surprised if we had hit these lower numbers, and I would have even celebrated that, because the protocol as a whole, all these bullish updates, these things that we're talking about, I have a lot of faith in that. I think that's going to swing it back up, and I keep saying that, but that'll be really cool to see. So I'm interested to see where this goes for the rest of the year, especially. I think that's when, definitely by the end of the year, we'll see that larger swing upward with these, if some of these partnerships and updates do end up hitting the way that Forex is talking about them. If they do, things can always go wrong. Things can always be delayed or not happen, but I think we're seeing a lot of bullish price action, and just even this chart is indicative of that. That we didn't keep going. We didn't head down all the way to 20s, 15, 10. And since, what day is this? Around April 1st, right, is when it leveled off. So since April 1st, so we're over half a month staying above this, over 30. So we've been over 30 for that long. It wasn't just a straight downward trend, So that shows that there's still enough interest. You can tell that from these this Animal Farm chat, the Telegram. You can tell by how many subscribers are in there, how many people are constantly paying attention. 50,000 plus, and you can go check the Dune Analytics tools and see how many wallets are in DRIP, how many new wallets there are every day, just to get a feel for how much participation and excitement and things that are happening with DRIP. So that's pretty interesting. I think we're going to see a lot of interesting improvements over the next couple months. We're going to try to stay updated on those and see where it takes us. But This was not as long as the 3-hour AMA, so hopefully you found this more palatable if you didn't feel like listening through the 3-hour AMA and then the other hour of recordings I posted and then the 4 hours of uh, bank teller and Forex kind of arguing, going at it on the other video. This is a hopefully a quick enough recap for you, and you learned something. But if you're looking at Piggy Bank, Piggy Bank's coming April 21st, so Thursday. We know Tuesdays and Thursdays are Forex's deal. He likes those days for some reason. I'm going to let some funds stack up in the garden probably, and then harvest within that first 48 hours of the launch, just so I have something to throw in there. Yep, that's my plan. So look forward to hearing from you guys on the comments. Anything that I missed or something you were not quite clear on from the AMA that we're trying to get clarification on. Let me know if you have any questions like that. Hop in the Telegram chat, my Telegram. If you are not already in there, I pin a lot of these audios and clips and tips from the few protocols that I'm in. So, make sure to stay up to date on those if you want to join the Telegram. If you like the content, as always, like and subscribe. I appreciate that. It kind of shows me how many people I have watching and paying attention, following along this same journey that I'm on. And yeah, hope you have a great morning, afternoon, evening, whatever time of the day it is for you. And I will catch you on the next one. Have a great, have a great one, guys.